And welcome back. We are set for the second half between SAGU, the Lions, and the Texas College Steers, which felt like a quick halftime, needed to be because of the hour-and-a-half weather delay. It feels like they had a long enough break. But regardless, we're back and we're ready for action. Matt, does it do anything to a team to play football? Hour-and-a-half weather delay, 5 minutes of football, halftime. What's that do? That's got to throw you off a little bit.
It definitely throws you off, and it separates the great teams from the good teams, because the great teams are going to come back out and they're going to do the exact same thing like nothing happened.
I like that. Okay. All right. So we'll see. SAGU, they have to they kick off to start this second half, so we will see their defense after Texas College finally got their first points of the game after that weather delay on that initial drive. We're able to run the ball down the field, and after Torie Williams' touchdown run, we're about 13 yards out. They put some points up on the board, but TH kicks the ball through the end zone, and there you see it, an important number, Tim. I know you always write this number down. That's pretty, it doesn't tell the story.
File under football is a funny sport. Texas College with 18 plays in SAGU territory tonight, just 6 for the Lions, and the Lions are up by 28 points. And again, just credit the Lions defense. They forced the fourth down turnover. They forced the missed field goal. And the Lions have just had nothing but big plays. They've been scoring from their end of the field, the kickoff returns, long passes. So, yeah, typically when you keep track of that stat, that's a good indication of where the game is. Not today.
Williams swings it out for about 3 yards, maybe even call it 2. We're going to call it 3. It'll be about 2nd and 7, and a Steers player does go down. It looks like it's going to be number 70 for Texas College, Nehemiah Riggs, the big 6'3", 290 freshman, the right tackle.
Yeah, he's going to be blocking here, and it just kind of looks like he's going to kind of pull up. And, I mean, that's honestly to be expected at this point. You've had this long of a game. You've been out here. You're turning it on, turning it off, turning it on, turning it off. It's still warm and humid out here. It looks like he might have just, maybe got a little bit of a...
He walked off.
Yeah, it looks like he might have just been a little cramp or pull, and that's just to be expected in a game like this. You can feel like a game of attrition at this point.
Replaced by Justin Bolton. So he does. It looks like they're going to slide 51, who was playing the guard position, Stephen Pena, and put Bolton at the guard, and Pena is going to go to the right tackle position. Here's Williams, going to hand the ball off to Mosby. He's going to try to bounce it outside. Mosby gets chased down. Beautiful open field tackle. Who else? Torie Williams. A little late action out of bounds. No flag, however.
Yeah, Torie Williams does a great job just staying level. He keeps his shoulder pads pretty square, too, so he's always ready if he decides to turn upfield. Yeah, watch this pursuit right here. He's going to come right down. He's never turning his body. He's always keeping level with the runner and then wraps him up. And he probably gets a little lucky right here at the very end that the refs weren't flag happy, because he did give a little extra push out of bounds. That
instant pressure by Shelby. Williams has to take off, tries to cut back, but he gets brought down short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down. Matt, real quick, I want to go back to that play before. Torie Williams is listed as the will linebacker, and you've informed us multiple times. That's the weak side linebacker. Do you typically save your fastest linebacker for that weak side?
You typically do. He's a little bit more athletic, and he's able to be able to cover slots when needed, and they're in the pursuit of a fast quarterback.
And that is Torie Williams. Could, honestly, if the secondary wasn't so good, he could probably play safety.
Definitely so.
So there you see Torie Williams, an exciting young player, a sophomore for this defense.
Substitution violation, 12 men on the field, defense,
again, and that's
5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Second time this game, and this one, yeah, that was a 4th and 3. That gives them 5 yards.
Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yep, it is 12.
And that is now the third just lack of discipline penalty on the Lions today. You had the sideline violation that was 15 yards, and now you've had 12 men on the field violation. That's just counting. That's just making sure you've got 11 on the field, and that's a big one. Like I said, you were about to force Texas College to punt, 3 and out, free first down.
Swings it out, another screen play. That's going to get about 6, a good chunk of yards on first down, and they've got a little bit of new life here. It It is a 28-point game, but you can't expect Texas College to go away quietly.
No, because they were clicking towards the end of the half. They were moving the ball well, and if you have any chance of coming back, you have to score on this first drive. That punt was going to be killer, but the Lions give him a free shot.
Mosby takes the handoff and bowls through a couple of defenders, drags them for a first down, moving the chains. And Texas College, they get a little steam here.
Yeah, and we've seen them do this a couple of times this game. Yeah, look at Mosby just piling forwards. He gets wrapped up short of the first down marker, just keeps on fighting forward right to midfield.
Williams comes out of the game, replacing him, number 25, Jatavius Grant. Williams 3 out wide to his right. Gonna keep it himself. Looks like he had an option to pitch it, but he's gonna elect to run it himself, and a smart decision because he's gonna pick up 8 yards on first down.
And again, having that option to pitch does just enough to keep the SAGU linebackers honest, and just does a good job of really, that's some strong pursuit coming in from
Landon Jones.
Landon Jones coming in right there, and just does a good job of getting around him.
Second and short now, 2nd and 3. They're going to call him 7 yards on that rush by Vontine Williams. 3 out wide to his left.
He's been the bright spot on this Texas College
Here's
offense.
Mosby up the middle again, and there he is, the big, powerful running back again. 6'1", 225 is Carlos Mosby, and there you see it, just bowling through defenders.
And this is the Steers knowing what they're good at. Typically, you're down 28, you need to be throwing the rock all over the field. Instead, they know we are a running football team. They're sticking to it, and they're having success. I mean, from the 45-yard line, the last play of the half, they handed off. They know this is their strength, and if they have any shot at getting back in, it's doing what they're good at and getting some stops on defense.
He fakes the run. He's back now, scrambling out to his right. He's only got one guy out there. He's just going to throw it away. And there, SAGU does a good job of cutting off that left side of the field. If he rolls to that right side, he's only got one option, and he's in the end zone.
Yeah, they do a good job really so far of when he escapes from the pocket, but he's still in passing mode. When he's running, he's doing great. And he had his man initially, but that's just great job by number 5, Gary Powell there, I believe, coming in to kind of put the final pressure on him. Otherwise, he did have a man open in the flat, Hunter Lonas, who's also a quarterback.
And there we see now it's 2nd and 10, really the first stop SAGU's had other than that third down, and they're going to hand off to Mosby, and there's Mosby rolling over defenders. He's going to get 12 on 2nd and 10, call it 11. Either way, that's going to move the chains for a Steers first down, and Mosby, he's getting going here.
He's starting to really get his feet underneath him. We talked about him as a key player to the game. He was averaging around 75 yards a game. He's putting together a solid performance here tonight. And yeah, they feel like they're running downhill again. They're getting that momentum back.
Here's Williams, swings it out wide, another screenplay, and he's bouncing it out. There is the dangerous return man / receiver, Diamond Woods. And then a late flag comes out. We'll see what they call here. Little extracurriculars maybe after the play.
Yeah, looks like he might have had a little bit of a late hit out of bounds. And
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, 31 defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
And it's actually 33 difference. Christian Cross, that's not a whole lot.
Number 33.
There it is.
It's not a whole lot, but it is a clear shove when the guy is clearly out of bounds. And so another kind of sloppy penalty from the Lions will set the Steers up inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. And this whole drive was kept alive by a 12-men on the field penalty.
Absolutely. I heard number 31. I thought Matt Williams is up in the booth. He's not down there.
Matt Williams
Christian Cross.
He's up in the booth, and Cedric Dale is not playing today. So
another screenplay, trying to lower the shoulder. He's going to get brought down about the 4-yard line. Completes the pass, that time to Jamaria Evans. And now, 2nd and goal for the Steers.
And this is where they struggled in this game. They were finally able to convert towards the end of the first half after the long delay. But again, they've had a lot of drives derail inside the red zone. This could be a very different ball game if they were able to convert on those opportunities. Instead, they're definitely needing a score here just to keep their necks above water at this point.
Looking to make it 35-14. You know they are not kicking a field goal in this situation. This is 4 down territory.
I can't imagine.
Here is Williams, 2 men in the backfield. He's going to pitch it to Mosby. It goes through his hands, and is it picked up by the Lions? There's a scrum for it. Who's got possession?
SAGU's saying they do.
They
do.
Referees concur.
They
SAGU
do.
ball. What a break for this defense as the pitch goes right through Carlos Mosby's hands. And we've seen this play a couple of times tonight, and it's worked.
It looks like Mosby just wasn't turned around to get the ball. It's going to bounce free. And on the recovery,
Number 30, it looks like.
Yeah, that's going to be Torie Williams having himself a great game. He's been pursuing ball carriers. That time, he just had to pursue the ball. A disastrous turn of events for the Steers. Yet another trip into the red zone that they will leave with no points. This time off of a turnover. It's actually the Steers' first turnover of the game.
And it looks like they're bringing pressure, and they do. They bring the blitz, and they hand it off to Free, and Free picks up 2 yards. Now, you got to think, you're up 28 in an extended game, what it feels like with that weather delay, and C.J. Collins is still in the game. Matt, let me ask you, as a former player, at what point do you take him out? He's got what looks like to be a bum knee. At what point do you take him out of this game? You're up 28.
Yeah, I would definitely consider taking him out, but I know CJ, he's a fierce competitor, and he has a ton of grit, so I know he's probably telling Coach, hey, leave me in the game.
And it's tough for CJ, too. He has that calendar on his wall. He knows how many games he has left. He doesn't want to miss a minute of it.
Michael Bledsoe, correction on the last carry was Michael Bledsoe. There he gets his second carry, his first action of the night, so we may see him more here in the second half. But he brings up 3rd and 3.
And this is SAGU knowing they're going up against a not-so-solid run defense. You're up 28. You've been throwing the ball amazingly tonight. But, again, you've got a quarterback who's maybe nursing a little bit of a knee issue. You want to establish a rushing attack as well. So the clock is your friend for the rest of the game. The clock is everybody's friend at this point, honestly. It's getting pretty late already. And you're going against a rushing defense that you can gain on. So this is a good strategy to start this half off.
Collins is going to hand it off to Bledsoe. Bledsoe tries to cut up. It's going to be close to a first down. He has to get to the 24, or the 23 rather, but they mark him down at the 22.
He's going to be just shy. Does a good job just getting that close. He's going to, again, first impact's going to be made at around the 29-yard line. So great push to get up to the 32, but he needed one more. And SAGU will send out the punt unit. But a great turn of events either way. Now Texas College, even if they get back on the board, they've lost valuable time that they need if they want to pull off a massive rally here.
Gus Wright to punt. Let's see if he can make up for that last punt. And he's going to get it away. End over end is going to bounce about the 47 and take a SAGU roll. And I'll say that definitely helps the old average.
Yeah, the negative 2-yard punt didn't help. But this one, punting from your own 22, putting the ball at the Steers' 22. So that is doing some math, 56-yard punt net right there. So it does a pretty good job
puts
getting back up
puts
there.
him back in the green for the day. And there you see 2 turnovers to none for the Steers and the SAGU comparison. Of course, that fumble by Carlos Mosby being the most recent turnover. And then the blocked punt being the other one.
Is that a turnover? I feel like that's just a really good punt return. It's as good as a turnover. And actually, SAGU had a turnover on a punt that bounced off of a player's foot.
They did.
Now that was 6.5 days ago, as far as I'm concerned. So different game.
Good run there on first down.
All the stats reset at midnight, so we need to hurry.
Good carry by DeJuan Hill. Man, these running backs for the Steers, they are big.
They're big, and they really are complete packages. They are able to break tackles. We've seen them, show some speed, but ultimately their biggest strength is getting hit and picking up those yards after the first contact. It's always such a hard stat to keep track of. Yards after catch is way easier, but that yards after the initial contact is such a strong thing, and they've shown it so far. It just hasn't shown up on the scoreboard.
2nd and 3, they're going to hand it off again, and lowering the shoulder looks like that's going to be Hill again, picking up the first down. Needed 3, picked up 5.
And the Steers just content to stick with what they're doing well. Honestly, they got a little bit away from it. The turnover on the last drive, we hadn't really seen a whole lot of pitching coming from it. It's been direct handoffs. It's been, shooting the gap straight up the middle, trying to block your first guy and pile through the end zone. That was a little bit away from their game plan, and it didn't work.
Here is Williams rolling out to his left, completes the pass inbounds. That's going to be a 7-yard, we're going to call it a 7-yard completion.
And that's a really good catch by Diamond Woods. He is having to do some toe tapping here. Yes, is able to keep his heels in bounds. It almost looks so. Not toe tapping, more just catching your heel right there on the green. Picks up 7 yards.
Call it 2nd and 3 now. Williams hands the ball off. Here is Mosby. Mosby gets taken down, close to a first down, but it's going to be 3rd and very short. Going to call it 3rd and 1 after the Mosby carry.
And again, just, picking up that extra yard or two after, he runs into Belcher there. That's a tough guy to get away from. Just does a good job picking up the extra yards to make it a 3rd and 1 instead of a 3rd 2 and 3.
I haven't been stopped too many times today for a loss when it comes to a running play. So you got to think they're going to go right up the middle here. And they hand it to Mosby. And he's going to get stopped, but the second effort nets him that 1 yard he needed.
And that's a great thing to have as a coach. It's so much easier to call those 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 situations where, even if you don't win the upfront battle, the offensive line doesn't really win. They don't move the lines at all. The linebackers are able to crash pretty quickly, but knowing you have a guy who, even when he gets hit the line of scrimmage, is going to be able to fight for that yard or two to pick up that first down.
Williams back to pass. He pumps, rolling out to his right. Looks like he's going to tuck it and run, and he is. And he's just going to duck out of bounds on first down. He's going to be content to take the 7 yards.
And that has been their game plan all day. And again, I can't stress it enough. It's been working for the most part. They have been getting down inside the Lions' red zone pretty consistently. They are about to run. Let me see here. This is going to be their 25th play in SAGU territory tonight right here. This play is their 25th play in SAGU territory. They only have 7 points to show.
And right up the gut, and he's going to get enough for the first down, is Carlos Mosby. A late flag comes out. We'll see what they decide to call here.
Yeah, it looks like we had a little bit of wrestling happen at the bottom of your screen here. And I think that penalty is going to be on number 70, Nehemiah Riggs. Probably a late hit. The Steers are walking back as the refs, I think they're trying to see where the penalty actually happened in order to mark off.
The result of the play was a first down. After the play, personal foul, offense, number 70, 15-yard penalty. We will set the chains 1st and 10.
And again, we talked at pregame how the Steers were averaging 100 yards of penalties a game, essentially. They've been good tonight. They have not been setting themselves behind the chains. It's been the Lions who have been making the mistakes. And you see here, it's just a little bit of, that block's legal. And then this one, it's just not. It's just not. I mean, and again, it's easy to get lost out there. Sometimes you don't know the play's over, but you got to have that awareness.
Williams, he's going to tuck it and run, fakes the handoff, spins off a defender, and he's still going. Needed 10 to get the first down, got nearly 20. As Vontine Williams showing a good run there.
It's unlikely that he's going to walk away with a win on the stat sheets tonight, but he is establishing himself as such a dangerous running quarterback. Running the option here, gets a little bit of isolation and spins through two guys. He just leaves Landon Jones there wondering where he went. Landon Jones coming in to help finish off a tackle. All of a sudden, he's gone, and the Steers are yet again inside SAGU territory.
And they get right about back where they were before that personal foul. Now jumping outside, the running back, the speedy running back we saw at the end of the half, has some dangerous runs. That is running back / kicker Marquise Desmond breaking a big one.
Yeah, and that now you throw a little bit of a mix-off. You've been running right up the middle, with the strong running backs pounding your way, and then throw a little speed out to the corner. The SAGU wasn't ready for it, sheds a couple of tackles, and right back inside the red zone go the Steers.
And here is Williams. He's going to swing it out Quick little screen pass. And he cuts upfield. Does he get enough for the first? He does not.
Loose ball.
A loose ball. That's going to be a fumble. And that's the second time this game that they have fumbled the ball in the red zone. And the Lions say they have it. We're waiting for an official ruling.
The refs haven't ruled. So it looks like
there is a flag on the play on the far side in the secondary. We'll see what they decide to call here. This is interesting.
It looks like the possession is going to stay with the Steers. It looks like they were able to get back on it by the way the officials are holding the players. Trying to suss all
Here
this out.
You're going to see it. The quick screen pass.
The fumble was recovered by the offense. After the play, personal foul, offense number 81, 15-yard penalty, second down.
Ray Lee is the one who forced the fumble, and then the personal foul.
And Eric Berry almost gets on it. He is on it. The ball just kind of shifts away from him a bit. And the Steers are able to fall back on top. So at least they dodged that disaster. But a big 15-yard penalty moves them back to the 27-yard line.
2nd and 27 now. Up ahead for a small gain of, we'll call it 3 yards, was Desmond.
And that's, again, it was actually 2nd and 17. So that's going to bring up now a 3rd and a mile. And Texas College hasn't had a lot of plays to pick up this kind of yardage. So if I'm them, I'm thinking about picking up 9 or 10 here. 13, 14, whatever you can. Finding that soft spot underneath the middle to try to gain some yardage to set up a more makeable 4th down scenario.
He could hand it off to Mosby here. He's been tearing it up this half, and he's going to fake it to Mosby. Mosby chips. They're taking a shot downfield into the end zone.
What a
catch.
Does
he bring it in? There is a flag, and he brings it in for the time being. And that's going to be a touchdown for Chris Henry.
And that's almost certainly going to be defensive pass interference. The jersey was getting pulled everywhere. This is just a beautiful pass and catch.
And that looks like it is going to stand. And that's the best ball by Vontine Williams all night long.
Unquestionably.
Pass interference, defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
And there you hear it. They are looking to make this a 35-14 ball game.
Yeah, that is definitely the best pass we have seen either Texas College quarterback throw tonight. And just a great job by the receiver. Anytime you can walk off the field saying, that guy interfered with me and I still made the catch, you are feeling good about yourself. So the lead is back down to 21. Texas College is able to dodge disaster on that fumble and finally find their way back into the end zone. Score updates here for you. Langston has taken the lead back from Texas Wesleyan. That game in Arizona started on us. Didn't think we'd see any updates for that tonight, but Arizona Christian is up on Ottawa 7-0, and OPSU taking on Grambling State down 62-7. If you think, oh wow, what's up with OPSU? Google Grambling State. Google Grambling State. It's okay. It's okay. OPSU is a tough opponent. We'll be seeing them here, I believe, in about 3 weeks from today, and then that's going to be a big ball game to decide some of the fate of the Sooner Athletic Conference. But at the moment, Texas College,
they're within 21.
And they've owned this half.
Yes,
SAGU has only run 3 offensive plays in this half. On the downside, Texas College has burnt a lot of time in this half, taking 2 drives down inside the 10-yard line, only getting 7 points. If you could have got 2 touchdowns out of that, then all of a sudden there's a little bit more panic setting in on the Lions side. As it is, I don't think we're going to be talking anything about C.J. Collins coming out of this game anytime soon. The Lions have got to keep playing this thing straight up. And
the hands team is on the field for SAGU.
Not a bad idea.
Expecting an onside kick possibly.
And don't forget, under new rules, you can call a fair catch from any spot on the field, and that is as good as a touchback. Here's
the kick, and they are going to kick it deep. Running underneath it is the SAGU return man. He's just going to duck out of bounds. That was Dakota Gilly. And it's going to be a pretty good field position here for the Lions.
Yeah, and so, again, this offense has run 4 plays since 7 o'clock, essentially. They have run 4 plays in the last 2.5 hours.
Yep.
One of them was a touchdown pass. That's the good news. The bad news is the last time you went 3 and out on 3 straight runs. And now, you know, Texas College, they're still behind you. They're still right there. Their offense is working. Their offense is clicking again. It is incumbent upon this Lions offense to come out here and try to put together at least a drive, try to get some points.
Collins going to go deep on the first play. Here's Dotson. There's a flag on the play,
and I think
he comes down with it.
I think that's Collins' awareness again that he had a free play.
And Bryant Dotson comes down with that ball, goes up and gets it, and that most certainly is going to stand.
Offside defense, number 9. That penalty is declined. First down.
And that is now the 3rd time that C.J. Collins had a free play and has turned it into something bigger in this ball game. He's done a great job of pushing the ball down the field when he has those free plays.
Collins hands it off, runs into his own man, does Bledsoe.
I'm not sure if he ran into his own man. I think he might have actually, you might actually get a tackle credit here for Stephen Barfield, who was pushing through, but he does get thrown for a loss on first down after the big pass play.
2nd and 11 now. Collins with 3 receivers, Dotson, Northey, and Blaine Rowe. 2 men in the backfield with him. Michael Bledsoe being the primary ball carrier. 1 on either side. And Collins takes a snap, hands it off to Bledsoe. He's going to bounce it outside, cut back up in, and he's going to fight pretty hard to get 4 yards. And a late flag.
And that's just undisciplined play coming here for number 40, Malik Guillory. We talked about him in pregame as one of their sack leaders. He's just throwing a little bit too much of a shove to the face at the end of that play, and it's going to gift the Lions a first down.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 40, 15-yard penalty, first down. It is number 40's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
And you're about to set the Lions up at 3rd and long. You see on the play here, first of all, good job by the linebackers staying at home, forcing Bledsoe back inside to prevent a bigger gain. And then off camera, what you didn't see was a little bit of shove to the face.
Collins with a quick pass as we're back into the action to Torres Hill, and Hill fights his way down to about the 10-yard line. They're going to call it inside the 10 at the 9. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Lions, and that was just a quick snap, quick pass.
Yeah, just catching the Steers off guard here, gets it out. Just guns it out there, almost just a little slant route, does a good job of spinning around to get around his receiver, throws a good stiff arm to fight for an extra 10 yards or so inside the 8.
Collins fakes the handoff, looking for Blaine Rowe, and he got tackled on his way into the end zone. No flags, absolutely all over him, and runs into the official.
We'll see if the official who went down is not going to, he seems to be okay standing up.
The question is, how is that not pass interference?
I am certainly not sure. You got a play action here. I mean, he's turned and then runs into him. You know, you look at the judge in the back of the end zone. He's just not looking at the right spot, and then the ref who gets hit, he's turning away for his own life. So I think that's just a situation of seeing, you know, every eye kind of looking in the wrong way, because the Steers just got away with that little pass interference inside the 1.
Little pass interference.
You know, grabbing the guy, throwing him to the ground.
Here's Collins with an interesting bunch formation going on here at the bottom of your screen. He's going to fake the handoff. Oh, he's got Dotson wide open.
What a move.
What a route by Bryant Dotson. Very rarely do you see 6'4" guys run a route that crisply.
And you have this interesting lineup here that forces Texas College. It leaves Dotson with one-on-one coverage up top, and he just puts the ice skates on at the line of scrimmage and just skips into the end zone wide open. Another C.J. Collins touchdown pass. And it's going to, barring a TH extra point, push this lead back up to 28 points a drive, aided by a couple of untimely penalties.
And it's
from
up,
the Steers.
It's good. Dotson now with 2 receiving touchdowns.
Again, isolation up top, cuts inside, and then just jukes around him. That's a bad
That might
feeling.
be the easiest touchdown pass Collins has ever had in his life.
Matt, I don't mean to call you up, but you ever felt like that before? Ever had a feeling like that? Never? Never?
No, most definitely. Especially, I had to guard these guys in practice. So they've definitely put me in the spin cycle more times than I'd like to admit.
I mean, you don't even see the pursuit in the end zone. It's almost like you double step and go, oh, you won. I'm not. Why even bother? Score update. Langston now putting it away against Texas Wesleyan. We talked about this a little bit in the break. That's a second-half team right there. That's a team that they've been down a lot this year, and they just find a way to flip that switch. Of course, SAGU led 6-0 and 13-7 in that game in the second half before they ran away. Meanwhile, second quarter action, Arizona Christian and Ottawa, Arizona knotted up at 7. Ottawa, Arizona has put the scare on a couple of teams and had a little bit of ball game going here last week.
Ottawa, Arizona, keep an eye out because they are a young team, and they look very good. He's got to go field that. They can't take a look at it, but it looked like
it almost looked like that got fielded at the one.
And if that is the case, we're going to get a good look at it here. That's a safety.
Yeah, let's see. I think if his foot is on the...
His foot's on the line.
His foot is landing on the line. So his body is at the one. The ball is at the one. His foot just sort of simultaneously lands on the line. That's a close one.
We'll call it a heads-up play by the return man.
Yeah, I don't think he intentionally fumbled it. Yeah,
that is close.
That is very close to being a safety, a very accidental safety on Texas College. As it is, they'll take over at the 25.
Fortunate break for the Steers. Williams hands it off up the middle, cuts back, and then he is met right at the line.
And it's Belcher.
Keandre Belcher.
We have just been calling his name nonstop. 5'11", 295 freshman, defensive lineman.
I'd say he's got a pretty bright career ahead of him here.
I mean, he has just, and again, he's been able to shine a little bit more tonight. Obviously, last week we called him Christian Cross's name a lot. He hasn't had to defend many passes, and so Belcher's been the freshman this week who's been able to just stand up front, make a lot of tackles. That's it for the third quarter.
And we head to the fourth.
End of the third quarter.
The teams exchanged touchdowns in the third quarter, and the Lions are ahead by 28. We reached the final frame here.
Matt, let me ask you here. It's approaching 10 o'clock, Central Time here. Have you ever played a game this late?
No, I have not personally.
I was gonna say, what do you think it does to the defense? This is a late game. You've been in a football mindset since what time do you guys usually get here for a 6 o'clock game?
6 o'clock game. We're here by at least 3:30.
So 3:30 to 10 o'clock. You're in a football mindset. It's gotta be wearing. It's gotta be taxing on the mind.
Definitely emotionally, because I know German Carr talked to me that they had meetings this morning at 10 a.m. So they've been in that football mindset, locked in since 10 this morning. So
most college kids aren't up at 10 o'clock on Saturday.
Definitely not.
We're all tucked in by 9 o'clock. That's what I remember on Saturdays.
So opening up here in the fourth quarter for the Steers. It is going to be 2nd and 10. Good stop by Keandre Belcher on that first down play, if you remember. Here's Williams. Fakes the screen, tries to take up through the middle, but he is met by a host of...
He's still alive!
He's still going! It's a foot race at this point. Williams spins off a tackle. He's down past the 30 and out of bounds at the 20. What a play by Vontine Williams, was dead to rights.
I was already saying, what a tackle by Torie Williams. He's having himself a great game. Somehow Williams gets out of that jail, sprints down the field. Like I said a little bit ago, he's not going to walk away with the W tonight, but his stats, his rushing ability has been on full display here at Lumpkin Stadium.
He hands it off now right up the middle and then bouncing off a tackle, spinning forward. And then another late flag here. We got to see what this is. And it's starting to get chippy here.
Yeah, and you've been playing for a long time. Obviously, it's a conference game. You play this team every year. You get to know, a little bit of a rivalry going. And
after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 99, half the distance to the goal. first down. It is number 99's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
Keandre Belcher gets nabbed for the personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. And as you know, they do announce that it is first of the game, because after the second one, you're ejected.
Now, here's the replay again. This is unbelievable. He's turned, he's pushed back, and just, honestly, there's the man of the hour right there. That is number 54, I believe, Kaloni Kirby, who's able to come in and kind of free up Williams to break loose, and then his speed just on full display.
Williams looking to throw it. He spins off another tackler, and this time goes down, and then another flag. Are they going to get for contact to the head on the quarterback here? We'll see.
Contact to the head, or maybe a little bit of a face mask. We'll try to see exactly what it is on Devontae Crownover.
It was definitely awkward the way he went down.
Personal foul, face mask, grabbing the back of the helmet opening. Defense, number 18, half the distance to the goal.
Definitionally, that's not a face mask.
I have never heard that in my life.
The face mask is on the front. Now, it is an awkward play here. He's going to come in. You're going to see Crownover just kind of grab and pull. I mean, I agree with the idea that should be a penalty, because it's almost more of a horse collar, but
call it that.
But it's not a face mask, because the face mask is at the front. Matt, you're a football player. Face mask at the front, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
I thought so. It's a long night for everybody. Sometimes as a ref, you see something and you know it's a penalty and you go, I'm not even sure what the rule for this is, but that was a penalty. The old, he's down there giving him the business like this. It's just like,
giving him the business.
Face mask. He grabbed the helmet where he shouldn't have grabbed it. I don't know. There's no rule that says pad at the back of the helmet, so I'm just going to call it a face mask. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't a penalty. It was, I think, pretty rightfully a penalty, but it wasn't a face mask.
Interesting.
Because that's the face mask.
2nd and goal from the 5 now for the Steers. Williams with Mosby to his right. He's going to fake it to Mosby, keep it himself. He's wrapped up this time. Can they bring him down? They can. I didn't want to say anything just in case.
No, all of a sudden your entire perception on him has changed. Typically, Torie Williams grabs somebody, bear hugs him. You can go ahead and start looking at the next play. That time, Torie Williams is able to win that battle, bring up 3rd and goal from the 4. But no, Williams, the play is not over till his knees hit the ground or the whistle blows. You gotta fight through it all.
3rd and goal, they're going to call it from the 5, so minimal gain for Williams. They're waiting to get the play. Play clock's running under 10. We'll see if they can get this off. Now running under 5. Here's Williams. They do get it off with 2. Looks to pass. He's going to tuck it. That little juke may work for him, and it does. He gets the corner and into the end zone. That little pump fake juke as he's rolling out, that's tough to defend, and that is going to be a Steers touchdown. And it's starting to get a little, they go punch for punch, blow for blow here with the Lions.
They have been so far. Yeah, he rolls out here. Watch this little step inside. That's almost more of a basketball move. Honestly, I feel like Jones does a great job. Williams does a pretty good job not totally selling on it, but it's such a good move that it buys him just enough time. 2nd rushing touchdown of the day for Vontae Williams, who has been earning it all on the field. And pretty much since the Lions, again, once they went up 28-7, this has been a blow-for-blow football game, and back down by 21 again. Still 12:23 to play, so crazier things have happened. Texas College, this entire half, Texas College's offense has been clicking. If you're the Lions, you have to be very appreciative of what you did early on, making those stands early on, those turnovers. You erase one of those, and it's a 14-point ball game, and it's very interesting. You erase 2 of those, and everyone's on the edge of their season is building right now.
We're talking one-score game.
You see head coach Ryan Smith talking with the refs about something.
The Lions defense was, for lack of a better word, terrible on that drive. Penalties and then just big plays. They shot themselves in the foot with a couple of penalties. It's not good. And we talked about it pregame. We talked about it extensively last week. You've got to stay disciplined. Being a top 5 team in the nation in penalty yards is not what you want to do. Top 5 in something sounds great, but not penalty yards.
And you're going to have to iron up. Texas College was lined up on the wrong side to kick off. But it's a late ball game, everybody.
Like we said, they've been in football mode for about 7 hours now, 7-8 hours.
But now, again, you got to iron that out. Like, it stings to give up a touchdown, but the lead just got trimmed from 28 to 21. If you're playing Arizona Christian or OPSU and you're committing penalties like that in the fourth quarter, that could be nails in the coffin. That could be blowing a 6-point lead and giving up the lead. That could be 100 things, because your chances of being up 28 on those teams in the fourth quarter, not too strong. So this team has got to figure that out going into the final 4 games of the season.
The kick is off, and it's a good one over the head. If it lands, it will, but go out of the end zone for a touchback.
Not a bad idea. Just hope it maybe sticks and rolls back in. Send your guys sprinting down the field.
It's risky.
Nothing like
for the Lions.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing like a 60-yard onside kick if you can pull it off.
42-21 in the fourth quarter here. 12:23 left to play. The Lions offense trots back out onto the field. Stephon Free looks like he's going to be the running back with quarterback C.J. Collins. Receiving core, Torres Hill, Sam Northey, Blaine Rowe, and Bryant Dotson. We haven't seen much of Jeremy Carr here in the second half. They've done a lot of running the ball in the second half, of course.
Yeah. Been trying to milk that clock a little bit and just avoid mistakes.
Collins back to pass. He's going to get out to Free. Free pursued well by the defender, and that is, of course, number 40. We've called his name a couple of times tonight. He's one of the leading sackers, of course, for this Steers defense.
Yeah, Malik Guillory, look at where he is. He is out of position, but he just, as soon as he's that ball coming in there, he just puts on the speed and chases down Free. No gain for the Lions, brings up 2nd and 10, and you feel a little bit of energy on the Steers side saying, hey, there's still a shot.
Collins gets it out to Northey. And Northey tries to get out of the tackle, but it's going to be a gain of about 4.
And Northey should be happy he went down here, or else he was about to get drilled in the back. Watch here, number 47 coming in. He wants to teach Northey a lesson. It just dives right over his head. Yeah, that was Willie Teo Clifton coming in, maybe just a little bit like, you know what, this guy's put 3 touchdowns on us tonight. He's standing up straight. I'm going to drill him. So Northey making the wise
Collins
decision.
out to Torres Hill on the sideline, brings it in, and that's going to be a first down for the Lions. And that feels like a big first down.
CJ's third down passing has been excellent. Watch, just stands, throws a nice ball, knows he has his tall receiver right there where he needs him, puts him a perfect pass right where his hands are, picks up a nice first down, keeps the clock moving, keeps the ball in SAGU's hands.
Here is Collins now, swinging it out wide. And just like I said before, Jeremy Carr has it. He loses it at the end. It's going to be a fumble. And fortunately for the Lions, it ends up out of bounds. Not something we see a whole lot from Jeremy Carr.
No, and I think this is just good pursuit coming in, kind of popping the ball loose. And so it will be a gain of 8, though, brings up 2nd and 2.
Collins, pistol now formation. Takes a snap, fakes it to Free, gets it out, and here's Northey. Northey cuts the defenders. Oh, and if he can break that tackle, that's his 4th touchdown of the game, but a good job in the secondary to bring him down.
For a second, it felt like he was gone. Now, we do have some more laundry on the field. Just gets wrapped up and brought down by number 20, Desmond Luster. We'll try to, it looks like he had a little bit more, as you say, a little after the play action. Looks like we have some guys trying to pull themselves away from each other. And we've already had a couple of unsportsmanlike, so if these are on the wrong people, we could see some disqualifications. Some little high fives across the line exchange there, trying to show probably no hard feelings. It's been a long night for everybody.
Personal foul, hands to the face, offense, number 61, 15-yard penalty, replay first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 47 on the defense and number 61 on the offense. Those fouls will offset. Number 47 may remain in the game since his helmet came off due to foul.
So he breaks it down.
Yeah, it's good to have a ref to break it down sometimes when you have that much complications. But a huge penalty erases a great pass and catch to Sam Northey.
Dane Macklin, that's his 2nd penalty of the night.
And yeah, I mean, you you want to pick apart a game, you're up by 21. These penalties are just flat out unacceptable at this point. And you don't want your guys scrapping down there. You're up 21. There's no reason to be I get it's football. It's football. You're shoving, you're fighting all the time. But just walk away from it at this point, especially when you've already had a penalty on this drive like this. It's just too much, and it's something this team has got to iron out because it will bite them when they least need it to if they keep it up.
So it looks like it's going to be the rare 1st and 4, or 1st and 3 rather, after the penalties are all sorted out. Here's Collins now back to pass. Gonna take a shot deep. He's got Northey, underthrows it a little bit. If Collins can air that out, just lead him a tiny bit more. Northey, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, and does it? He's really well guarded here. You said Texas College, they haven't had a whole lot of receivers streaking open. It's really just the one touchdown to Northey. He's well defended here. Well-timed jump by Jason Parker for the Steers to knock it loose.
2nd and 3 now, Collins. Moves his back over, that is Bledsoe. He's gonna hand it off to Bledsoe, cuts it up, hurdles a man, and that's gonna be a 1st down for the Lions. And they're gonna move the chains, get back into Texas College territory, and keep that clock running, which I think is a little bit more important than just getting into Texas College territory.
Exactly, and just keeping possession of the ball. Texas College's offense has been excellent this half. They've had 3 drives. All 3 of them have come deep into your territory. Luckily for you, only 2 came away with scores. So you don't want to get the ball back to them in any circumstance, especially if you can go put some points up and put this game safely away.
Here is Collins, 1st and 10. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it out wide. He finds Bryant Dotson. Dotson fighting for yardage and gets slung out of bounds. That's going to be a gain of 8, and it's going to be 2nd and 2 now for the Lions.
And Texas College just, really playing the strong man coverage at the line of scrimmage, and they've done, like I said, a pretty good job. They've made CJ have to play a great game. He hasn't been able to get away with sloppy football. Pretty much any pass he's thrown off target has been incomplete. There's been no, getting away with freebies in this one for CJ.
Collins hands it off to Bledsoe, and Bledsoe using the speed, getting past the chains, and that's going to be another SAGU 1st down as he brings it past the 35-yard line, just at the 35-yard line. They're going to call him down.
Chains move again, and really we saw the Lions in the first half, breaking off these big plays after big plays. Their only scoring drive of this half was a nice, methodical, slow, churn the ball down the field drive, and that's what this one has turned into as well. So you like to see that. You like to see a development of an offense that can do both, that can drop in a 65-yard bomb, and that can go 75 yards in 7 minutes.
Collins rolling out, finding Northey. Northey, see if he can make a man miss. He gets wrapped up and then thrown out of bounds. They're going to say, I think he stepped out of bounds. Jason Parker doing a good job of keeping Northey in front of him, not allowing him to do a little bit more damage as he's prone to do after the catch.
Yeah, and a little bit of a rub route there gives Northey the room, but a pretty good job of getting onto that. It just shows how dangerous this Lions offense is, that doing a pretty good job is limiting them to 7 yards on a play. SAGU very content to let the clock run right now.
As they should. Get out of here with the win. 2nd and 3. Collins in the pistol. Fakes the handoff to Bledsoe. Towards Hill. He's going to make a man miss. If he can outrun him, it's a touchdown, but he cannot. Hill gets brought down from behind. A good move after the catch to spin off a tackle and move the chains again here for the Lions.
And this is Ladarian Sims making a quick recovery. Just hangs on for dear life. Other than that, Torres Hill was gone. Was able to hang on, but the Lions have been dialing up a lot of these snap, one-step drop, quick passes. They've been making them work very well tonight. They have all down to the 12-yard lines.
The snap gets rolled back to Collins, and wisely, he just falls on it.
We saw a little bit of struggling with that earlier in the season. This whole offensive line, honestly, has gelled very well. After that first game against Austin College, Matt, we were watching that game together. I remember at one point you were counting. You were counting every time this ball was snapped, and it was 1 Mississippi, 2 CJ has a man on him. So talk about what have you really seen with this offensive line that's changed between that first game debacle against Austin College and what's turned into a pretty decent offensive line. I don't believe CJ's been sacked tonight. What have you seen change with this offensive line?
Well, definitely the first thing I saw is this offensive line is communicating a lot more. So they're reading the defense. Whenever there's a blitz, they're communicating, like I said, to where they can pick up those blocks. And so they're giving CJ more time back there, so CJ's more comfortable. And anytime CJ is comfortable, it's dangerous for any defense.
Also, how much the development of these wide receivers probably can't be overstated. Yep. That now they have these guys they can get quick passes out to. It's been a massive improvement, and I think we all got a little worried after that first game that CJ was going to be getting sacked 7 times a night.
He's going to fake the handoff and dump it out. Almost intercepted. Willie Teo Clifton almost picking it off. That's going to bring up 4th down, and on to attempt a field goal is TH.
Yeah, this is CJ's first real inadvisable decision of the night. And if Clifton is he's able to turn around. Luckily, that's one of those passes that's thrown a little too bad. Had it been a little better, it's probably picked. Luckily, it's even worse than it needed to be, so it's totally out of range, unable to get the interception. So yeah, now TH on to try to make it a 4-possession game.
27 yards. TH, the kick is up. Does he remain perfect on the season? He does. TH making the score 45-21 now in favor of the SAGU Lions. And that's got to feel like a good drive. You took a good chunk of time off the clock. You get points. It's not a touchdown, but you get points. Extend this lead. Here in the late in the fourth
quarter. It's what you want to see. You want to see this offense, like I said, established, because not every game's going to be exactly the same. You saw that last year. This SAGU offense last year was very similar to this. Ball all over the field, big plays, and then that last game of the year against Langston, it's a 10-7, 1904 defensive slugfest. It felt like Yale-Harvard in 1899 out there. So you need to be able to test your offense to show you can do everything. So it's nice in the second half to have seen 2 long, extended drives, taking time off the clock. That's stuff you may need later on if you're trying to hold on to a 3 or 4 point lead. Quick score update we saw right there. Arizona Christian leading Ottawa 14-10 towards the end of the first half there.
That's shaping out to be a pretty good game over there in Arizona. TH's kick is going to be fielded. It's a short one over at the 5. Up ahead, looking to make something happen here. Diamond Woods breaks off a tackle. Up the sidelines and past the 35, brought down at the 37. A late flag comes out. We'll see what they decide to call here over on that far sideline.
And every time he's touched the ball tonight, he has made you see why he is number 2 in kick return yardage. He's probably going to stay the same.
Personal foul, face mask, kicking team number 20, 15 yards added to the end of the run, 1st down.
Ray Lee gets nabbed for a face mask and just add another penalty to the Lions' totals on the day.
You know, you don't usually have to run a whole lot of laps after a 24-point win, or we'll see what the final score is. There might be something that needs to be discussed on Monday. You're happy with where you are on the scoreboard, but when the final stats come out on penalties, you're going to cringe.
Williams swings it out to his running back in the flat. That's going to be, again, number 21, Marquise Desmond. He's going to take it for, let's call it 5, maybe 6, make it 2nd and 4.
And even really their passes, outside of the one touchdown pass towards the end of the 3rd quarter, their passes have been kind of like runs. And if you're Texas College, you can't fault it. Yard for yard, you're probably going to match SAGU for yards. Pretty close on this game. You just haven't been able to convert when it matters down deep.
Here is Desmond, another exciting run for the little back. He's the speedster, and he's going to make the chains move and then some. 1st down Steers as they get the ball deep into SAGU territory.
And SAGU needs to make a change quick here. They got 12 men on the field yet again.
And make the substitution this time. But Texas College is driving. And hand it off again. Desmond cutting it back, getting 4 yards.
Yeah, the Steers are just carving up 4- and 5-yard gains like their quarterback sneaks right now. It's just as soon as they get the handoff, they are making it work. It shows just how invaluable that SAGU defense was early on, making those big stops, getting the turnovers, getting the block punts when they had them, because now late in the game, and of course fatigue is a huge factor.
Here's Williams. He was back to pass. Now he's running. jukes up inside and gains more yards after contact, falling ahead. He's going to bring it to the 11-yard line, so not quite goal to go yet, but it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 11, and they're just moving the ball here.
And again, I think fatigue has to be setting in. We've talked about forever how long of a game this has been, how weird a game it's been, but outside of that, Texas College is going to own time of possession in this ball game. They have really dominated that entire field. SAGU's offense has just been scoring so fast. I mean, you love it, but as a defense, sometimes you're like, I like the 5-minute drives too.
Williams looking to complete the pass on the cross the middle, and that is going to draw a flag for defensive pass interference.
Pass interference or at least illegal contact. We'll see if they'll say the ball was in the air.
Holding, defense, number 33, half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
And that's going to give the Steers a first down and goal to go here. Let's take a look at this, because SAGU had a blatantly missed call on their last trip to the end zone.
If anything, that's pass interference, not holding. I didn't really see any holding. Maybe just a little bit of an early hand in there, but it'll set the Steers up inside the 5.
And a little quarterback keeper spins off the tackle, and he's into the end zone.
Torie Williams.
His 3rd rushing touchdown of the day.
Yeah, again, he is having himself quite the night. 3 rushing touchdowns. Got to imagine he's well over 100 yards by now. Spinning off. He's being hung on to there. He is, grabbed a hold of, just does enough. Texas College opting not to go for 2 here. Technically, they are 3 scores down if they would have scored 3 touchdowns, all 2-point conversions, but they're just going to opt for the extra point at this point.
The extra point is up, and it is good. 45-28 now is the score. Matt, let me ask you something here. You have given up 28 points to a team who is not known for lighting up the scoreboard. They are a run-heavy offense, averaging 20, maybe less than 20 points a game. And your defense, albeit, we say it over and over again, it's been a long game. It's been, with the weather delay and everything, it's been a long one. But you've given up 28 points. There's still 5 minutes left to go in the half. If you're not scoring 45, this can't feel like a win for the defense.
It's definitely not a win for the defense, especially defensive coordinator Jared Hudgens is real big on discipline, and our defense is not playing discipline. I saw Hudgens, they switched from a 4-4, now they're sitting in a 4-3, which is a more gap-sound defense, especially against the run. But they're not gap-sound, they're not disciplined, and they're missing tackles.
How much concern do you think there is now that this all goes out? In the SAGU defense, you got Christian Cross out there, you got a great secondary. How much concern is there that maybe other teams are watching this going, well, we don't have to challenge Christian Cross. We come in and we run. How much adjustment is there going to have to be on this defensive side of the ball to make sure that this can't be a weakness going forwards?
Yes, so they're definitely going to have to get in the film room tomorrow, because definitely another team seeing this, they're definitely going to want to attack the front 7. If I'm an OC and see that, I'm attacking the front 7, especially off tackle.
You look at teams like Arizona Christian, these teams that are at the top of the Student Athletic Conference, there's no doubt that there is a gap between those top teams and maybe some of the bottom teams like at Texas College historically. Arizona Christian has to be, here's the onside kick. It's recovered by Eric Berry. He's just going to fall down on top of it, and SAGU's going to have good field position here. But we talk about those top teams, Arizona Christian. Ottawa even put up a bunch of points on SAGU quickly, and albeit there was a blowout at the end of the game. But they got to be chomping at the bits. This defense, they haven't proven yet this season that they can stop anybody consistently.
Yeah, it's definitely, that's just something that defensively they have to watch film, because film, you have to learn the offense, your opponent, you have to learn the tendencies, and they just have to get back to the fundamentals and be disciplined and trust the brother next to you to do their job so you can do yours.
And I will point out the last 3 weeks, the defense, of course, gave up 35 to Langston in the second half. They gave up, I believe it was last week, it would have been around 21 points second half to Ottawa. And now, 17 points. 17 points to Ottawa last week. And now today, another 21 in the second half. So maybe it is just a little bit of, trying to find a way to finish off and play a full 60.
Let me ask this, do you think they coast once they get up, once they put 38 points, when they put 45 points up on the board? Does the defense coast? They know they have a cushion.
I think they get more. I think they get comfortable. They get comfortable, and then once you're comfortable, you stop thinking, and then once you stop thinking, you stop being disciplined, and that's just the tell of how it's been going today.
Holding, defense, number 3, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And you like to say your line is that's the difference between good teams and great teams.
Yes, great teams will consistently be disciplined, and good teams will be disciplined, and then once adversity hits, they start to crumble a little bit.
And here you see C.J. Collins' numbers for today. Good numbers, 18 of 24, 245 yards, 4 touchdowns. No picks in the last 2 games. Should have one tonight, honestly, at the bad throw earlier in the red zone.
You know, close only counts on horseshoes.
Yes,
this
it
ain't
does. You're
horseshoes
right.
until they catch it. Until they catch it. Because you know what? Sometimes your receivers drop passes too, and you don't get credit for those.
Down the middle, looking for Carr. Carr gets brought down. That is going to draw a flag. He was open across the middle, and Collins put a pretty good ball on him. If he doesn't get essentially tackled right there at about the 19-yard line, that's going to be a
Pass
touchdown.
interference, defense, number 20, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And there you see potentially some of the fatigue that's really eating away at these teams over the course of this long evening.
And what I like the most about C.J. Collins' stats right there, 18 for 24. That's 75%, completing 75% of his passes. That's going to push him well over 60% for the year. That was my key coming in. I think he was averaging like 57, 58% completion percentage coming into this year. Keep it over 60, and again, you show how dynamic this offense can be.
9 touchdowns and over 700 yards over the last 2 games for C.J. Collins. That is very good. That's what you want to see from your senior quarterback. Absolutely.
And no picks. No picks. That's something he has struggled with in the past.
Not even any fumbles. No turnovers.
No fumbles, no turnovers. You had a turnover today off of a fluky bounce off of a heel. Trying to remember back to last week. Did they have one last week? I don't believe they even had a turnover last week.
It doesn't come to my memory if they did.
I think there was a fumble.
There was one.
Bledsoe
Yes, there was
once.
one.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember the final turnover margin was 7-1. So, yeah, there was one.
And there's a drop pass by Blaine Rowe, who usually is sure-handed, but he gets destroyed across the middle.
He immediately calls for help. He is going to get slammed and immediately motions to the sideline. Come over here and check on me, as he is just going to get drilled. CJ kind of leaves him out to dry and just gets hammered
right
in the
under the ribs. Yeah, that could knock the wind out of him. We'll see if he's okay. He still has not gotten up.
Definitely hope that it is just the wind, as the trainers come out to attend to him. SAGU up 17, 4:12 remaining. The game that's kind of seen everything. We've seen big plays, we've seen long drives, we've seen turnovers inside the 10, we've seen flea flicker kick returns, we've seen hour-and-a-half lightning delays. Let me tell you, there was some great lightning too. I felt like we need to be running a Weather Channel show here for a while. That was, just getting the marvel on top of the massive Lumpkin Stadium here. You can see pretty much everything around, and I felt like I was going to go into meteorology there for a little bit. Score update: Ottawa, Arizona up 17-14 as they reach the end of the first half.
Telling you, keep an eye on this Ottawa team. They stick with the good teams.
That win last week really is more impressive than you would think. More impressive than Ottawa's record shows. Seeing what they did to OPSU and Langston, took them both to the wire. SAGU walked away with that one clearly. So even though Ottawa doesn't have much of a win-loss record to show for it, when you check how they've played teams, SAGU's performance last week is looking better all the time, especially as what they're doing against Arizona Christian.
Yep. And here's SAGU now 3rd and 10 as they bring in a little bit of a heavier package here. As linebacker Daniel Zalea comes into the game as a tight end. Collins just going to hand it off to Bledsoe. He's going to cut it upfield, try to squeeze in between the blocks, but he's going to get brought down after a short gain. That's going to bring up 4th, and we'll call it 8. And TH is going to come on for a field goal attempt here.
Probably just a little bit of, get the clock running again, set up on the left hash, and give TH just a little bit better field goal position.
37-yard attempt here for TH. Talung Hamung.
And if you're looking for drama in this ballgame, he's still perfect on the season.
Yes, he is.
There's still something to play for right now if you're TH.
Romeo Balboa to hold Snap is good, hold is down. The kick is up by TH, and it is right through the middle. TH remains perfect on the season. If there's one person this game who's not going to be running laps, it is not TH.
Pure money. And
48-28.
He hasn't picked up any penalties either, which is good. Because when a kicker picks up a penalty, you have a problem.
Pushes the lead back out to 20 now for the Lions, 48-28. Now 3:36 left to play in this ball game. And you got to think, Texas College, you would think they would come out and throw the ball, but we've been proven wrong.
Well, they haven't. They know what works for them. They know what works. And sometimes you have to accept the fact that you can't do it any other way. And again, this could be such a different ball game. Throughout the game, all the little mistakes that were made, little turnovers here and there. The very first drive of the game, turning the ball over on downs. Just all those little things, missed field goals. This could be much more of an interesting game than it is with all of Texas College's missed opportunities. They have been moving the ball. I'll be interested to see what their final yardage on this game is, because I'm going to gamble that it's within or over 20 yards of SAGU's.
A late flag comes in almost after the tackle was completed. We'll see what the call is. Pretty good tackle there in the open field by the Lions return, or the kickoff team rather.
Typically flag on the kickoff is going to be holding a block in the back, but it came from a weird position.
He threw it from about the 45-yard line.
And it was the official on the far side of the field away from
There
the
was
action.
no foul for a block in the black on the play. First down.
And there we see the flag is waved off. The block in the black is not happening. And now Texas College will take over at the 27-yard line. Down 20, 48-28 in favor of the SAGU Lions.
And if you're Texas College, at this point, it's stat padding time. I mean, just go ahead and, just keep creeping up. Those yards per game averages for these running backs and this quarterback have just got to be outstanding.
Carlos Mosby takes the first down carry for about a yard, making it, we're going to call it 2, 2nd and 8.
Definitely no hurry. And I think we kind of saw in the last drive when they scored and opted not to go for 2. I think we just kind of see this is a team that, and honestly, the team that's looking a lot better. They're sitting there at 0-2 right now, about to move to 0-3. But again, last week against Arizona Christian, played a strong game. And here tonight, again, make a couple of changes, and right now this could be a very different ball game. They've got to like the way their offense has slowly won this game over. With how it started early on, going down into a 21-0 hole, unable to really get any sort of momentum for a while there, making big mistakes inside. This half, every single drive has gotten deep into SAGU territory, and they've put up 21 points. They've won this half on the scoreboard 21-13 at the moment.
Here's Williams. Didn't have his first read, so he's going to roll out, tuck it, and take off. And we've seen him do this so many times today.
I have to say, when he goes back to pass, I almost just like I want to yell, the receivers are decoys. It's not happening. He's not throwing the ball. He's going to run for 10. It doesn't even matter. You just can't get there that quick.
This is a Texas College team who honestly, they've improved season after season. It just seems like something happens. They get a playmaker. They come back more athletic. They do improve every season.
And it feels like they have been improving all throughout the game. This is a different team that I am watching right now than the team I was watching earlier on. They have figured out, they've adapted throughout the game. They can see what they're good at. They're breaking tackles. They're getting past SAGU defenders. Early on, we were talking a lot about these SAGU defenders, Belcher, and we haven't called Derek Shelby's name in a long time. These guys are making big plays early on, and Texas College has really adapted their game through there. So this is really a program on the rise. And as I've said through it multiple times, this game, last game, the Sooner Athletic Conference is no longer a dictatorship. It is an anybody can win any week type of conference, and Texas College is becoming one of those teams that when they show up, you better not pencil in a W or they'll make you pay for it.
Here's Williams. He's going to tuck it and take off again. He's going to be brought down. Looks like there's a fumble on the play.
I felt like the ball, he kept moving forward, but I felt like the ball came loose. Looks like Texas College will land on it and keep possession. As you see right here, he's going to run up, and it's just going to get jarred loose right about there.
There it is. Yeah, it went backwards.
Goes backwards, forcing the fumble
It's going to be
for the Lions.
Fourth and we'll call it fourth and maybe a long 3.
That was Cameron Keith forcing the fumble. Texas College has been able to get on top of a couple of their fumbles tonight, or it could be a little worse than it is.
Running ahead and getting just enough for the first down. Carlos Mosby moving the chains for the Steers as we are under a minute left to play here. Just about 53 seconds left on the clock here at the stadium.
Texas College in no hurry. And you know, I mean, sometimes you just keep playing on the Titanic. You keep running. There's less than a minute left. You're down by 20. Keep running. You're good at it.
Here's Mosby brought down by Kobe Roach. A good open field tackle there, but he gets out of bounds. That's going to stop the clock, but give them a first down. I'm going to say he was brought down out of bounds, so stops at 29 seconds.
And like I said, this has just been a powerful, powerful rush attack this half. Like I said, if you want to hang your hat on something if you're the Steers, you won the scoreboard in the second half. And I go back to that 180. The 180.
Yep.
SAGU scoring 14 points in less than 2 minutes towards the very end of the first half, coming out of that awkward hour-and-a-half long break. That has been really the difference in this game. That's if you don't have that, this is a 6-point ball game right now. That's what reestablished SAGU as kind of saying, no, we're going to win this game. It's going to happen. And so even though Texas College has come back out in the second half and played outstanding, it's not going to be enough. As we reach the final seconds here, running one more time, and that'll be the final play of the game.
And that's going to do it for this one after a long, hard-fought game. SAGU's going to walk away with a 20-point win, 48-28 over Texas College, who honestly, they fought hard the entire game. They didn't go away, stuck to their game plan. The time of possession is going to heavily outweigh in favor of the Steers. But ultimately, the Lions offense, too powerful, putting up 48 points. We'll call it a little less than that because of the kick return for a touchdown. We'll call it 41 points for the SAGU Lions offense. But ultimately, another good offensive game for the Lions. And here you go, Tim. Walk us through the most up-to-the-minute standings that we have.
Standings, SAGU moves to 3-1, 4-2 overall for the year. Arizona Christian in a dogfight out in the Grand Canyon State. I looked it up. It's the Grand Canyon State. They're 3-0. Langston has now put together a big meet against Texas Wesleyan, so still so much football to be played. A lot of exciting football for the next 4 weeks. SAGU still with a path, and the way it works is you got to keep winning, and they did that tonight. A lot of great stuff on offense, a lot of stuff to improve upon on defense, a lot of stuff to improve upon, period. But I do want to highlight special teams tonight. TH, 2 for 2 for field goals, makes all his extra points. You have a blocked punt and a huge kickoff return for a touchdown. Special teams was a big highlight in this one, in a way we haven't really seen so far this season. So that's great to see that emerging as a weapon.
And you talk about the 3 phases of the game, and special teams is often the forgotten one, but tonight, very good for the Lions.
Called it. Final yards for the game, 445 for Texas College. 366 for the Lions. Texas College with 348 rushing yards. SAGU, 10 penalties, a lot of penalties out there. As we said, a lot of those 15-yarders stacking up quick. But wow. Matt, what do you think? What do you think old Jared Hutchins is going to do about 348 rushing yards in a game?
I know for a fact he's going to blow a gasket.
Are you glad you're not going to be in that meeting on Monday?
I'm glad I will not be in film on Monday.
Oh, wow.
That is going to hurt that's going to hurt the old average.
Held him less than 100 passing yards. That's a plus. And ultimately, you get the win.
I would like to see how many times he actually threw the ball and maybe yards per attempt, because a lot of the stuff did seem like it was a screenplay, extended handoffs, essentially.
But the important stat, 48-28, SAGU walks away with the 20-point win. Their second consecutive win, moving to 4-2 on the season. Looking ahead at the schedule now, they are on the road up in Batesville, Arkansas, to take on Lyon College, and they're back home here October 20th. Homecoming Saturday against Texas Wesleyan, firing up the 287 rivalry. First time that the Rams will come down to Waxahachie, and it'll be for homecoming. Always worth tuning in for that one, or coming out if you can make it. It's always an awesome environment here. Homecoming court at halftime. All the goodies, all the fun. Don't miss that one on October 20th at 2 p.m.
As As far as the next SAGU Sports Network broadcast, however, come back on Tuesday as Texas Wesleyan, the soccer team, comes to town. Men and women's soccer on Tuesday, 2 o'clock is the women's game, and immediately afterwards is the men's game. Again, this Tuesday, October 9th, Texas Wesleyan at SAGU right here on the SAGU Sports Network. Soccer, always fun to watch. And you get 2 games. You get 2 games in a row. Women's game and then the men's game.
Two for the price of one.
Absolutely. So for my broadcast partner, Tim Roberts, for our sideline reporter, Matt Williams, for our incredible student production crew who has stuck it out for the entirety of tonight. I know they've got to be exhausted, and we thank them so much for the work that they put in. For everybody who made this broadcast happen, SAGU wins 48-28. Thank you for watching the SAGU Sports Network.